Hey guys, Mason here with Soul Shift and Insight, and today I come at you with another video. Today we're talking about something that I was thinking of after I woke up this morning. I planned to make another video today, but I guess God had other plans for me, so today we're talking about women and men in relationships. Now, this channel is not really, I don't really plan to go into the nitty-gritty of relationships that much. This channel is more about personal transformation, but you know, relationships affect that. So last night I was having a dream, and in the dream I was with this girl who made me feel just good, you know, it was like she had a really good presence, and I was just like, I felt like this nurturing energy from her, and I almost felt kind of just, I guess, safe, like I could be myself without her, without being afraid of whatever, abandonment, rejection, whatever it is. But then I woke up this morning and I was just kind of thinking back to the dream, and I'm just like, man, I don't know, Mason, you shouldn't put that on a woman and expect her to be nurturing towards you. And then I realized, well, no, you know what, Mason, like, there's some shame here. There's shame around desiring a woman that it nurtures me. And as a man, and I probably speak for most men out there, you know, desiring a woman that nurtures you is kind of like one of the first green flags that you look for in a relationship. Modern women, you know, they've kind of had this ick, you know, where they're like, oh, I'm not going to heal this man. You know, I'm not healing any more men. I'm not being in any more relationship with men that need healing, all that shit. But it kind of like shuts off that nurturing part of them, and they kind of alienate modern men, and then they wonder why. Like, where's all the good men, you know? So I just kind of want to talk about that shame. And what happens is when people place blame on us, we internalize shame, whether we realize it or not. There's this gigantic rift between women and men today, and I feel like I need to talk about it. Especially here in America, you know, we're just really talking about Americans here. I mean, I don't know how it is on other places of the world. I'm sure if they're first world countries, I'm sure it's similar. Women have been, you know, kind of restricted in a way for many years, and so maybe they feel like, you know, fuck men, I'm gonna do it. I could do whatever a man does, and I could do it better, you know. There's that saying. But what you see with a lot of these hyper masculine women today is that they don't allow themselves to rest, and they can't, because they're choosing to be completely independent, and trying to fulfill the man obligation themselves. And so I'm not saying we can't have women entrepreneurs and lady bosses and stuff like that, because that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that, you know, there's a price that you pay when you choose that path. You know, if you choose to be a woman that owns her own business, depending on how much responsibility you take on and versus how much you delegate to others, you know, determines on how much free time you get to actually relax and take care of yourself. And I know a woman that owns a business that talks about this. She owns her business, and she never really has time to take care of herself. It's fair to say that when you try to dispose of the man, you get met with that path. You know, a lot of women are entrepreneurs today, men as well, and that's the American spirit. I mean, we want people to be entrepreneurs. We don't want people to stagnate. We want people to own their own businesses. We want small businesses. You know, that level of responsibility women are taking on today is just not in alignment with their own biology, and some of them are in denial of it, and this might piss them off. And then, you know, some of them actually understand what I'm fucking talking about. And, you know, so there's this, like, kind of reversal that's happening with, you know, men. You know, you got the... there's this, God, I'm gonna get in trouble for this video. There's this video, or not a video, it's a trend, I guess, a video trend of men in their soft era, you know, drizzle. men are kind of reversing the roles with women and staying home and cleaning the house and not pursuing jobs that are fulfilling their income, you know, that they need or whatever. So there's this dynamic, and I know I'm kind of like, you're probably like, oh, Mason, what's the point with this video? My point is that I think somewhere deep in the past, we men shamed women for when they were asking for their basic needs and their basic rights. And so that shame and blame, or we blamed them. We blamed them, and it turned to shame and blame for themselves. And so a lot of women are revolting against that. Understandable. So, but then, that seems to have its own separate kind of polarity to that dynamic where we as men are being blamed for wanting a nurturing woman, and so we feel shame for it. A lot of men are rebelling against that too because they know what they want, and so, Godspeed to them. But so I feel for myself, like I was having that dream last night and then waking up and just wondering, Mason, you don't need a woman that's going to be a mother to you. But then it's like, I actually do want a woman that's going to nurture me. She doesn't have to be my mother. I don't want her to be my mother. My mother beat my ass when... She didn't beat my ass. Okay, Mom, if you're watching this, she didn't beat my ass. But my mom, she had a lot of authority over me, as moms do. And I don't want my woman to, take on that position and responsibility. But that nurturing, that sense of nurturing from a woman is like, it's the elixir of life. I mean, women are literally the gatekeepers of our species. I mean, without them, there's no life. There's no lineage. There's no longevity. There's no reproducing. We're on a precipice right now in American society where men and women are going to have to figure out how to get along because the rift is growing wider and wider, and we need to start building bridges versus burning them down, That's just my personal opinion. A lot of women are refusing to heal other men, as that's what they're saying, and they get this ick kind of where, they don't want to, after they go through so many relationships in their life, they don't want to heal other men and work through that process of men becoming emotionally mature or whatever. And I think a lot of them are saying this out of spite. They've gone through a lot of hard relationships and a lot of heartbreak and trauma. And, if you're a woman watching this and maybe this resonates, because obviously this is a message for somebody. This is totally not, what I focus on this channel. But, if you are a woman or a man that has gone through a lot of heartbreak and you feel spiteful towards even the idea of giving yourself to somebody, because that's what happens when you get in a relationship. You inevitably give yourself to somebody. And my message to you is to take time away from relationships, dude. Like, take time to heal and forgive and let go. Don't just go into the next relationship, Take time to heal, because what happens is when you don't, the next partner you have ends up suffering for the sins of somebody else. And that's not fair, I don't think it's fair. And I think that's what's causing a lot of this rift between women and men, Take some time to just figure yourself out, heal, be in solitude, It's not as scary as you think. Once you get through, there's certain levels of solitude, I'm like the master of it. I'm a fucking hermit. So, you get through these levels of solitude. Once you break through a certain barrier, you actually enjoy being with yourself, and you find that being around other people can be kind of just exhausting. So take time to yourself. And this goes for men too that have, are feeling spiteful towards modern women. Like, take time out of relationships, build yourself up and heal and let go of what that person did to you, and know that when the right time comes, you'll find somebody else or whatever. Well, whatever will happen, just heal and just take time away from all that, because you don't want your next person or whoever it is to suffer for the sins of your former, and all this like blame, he said, she said, cat and mouse dynamics in relationships. I've been through it, and it's exhausting, but learning and figuring them out is kind of some of the first stages of a relationship. Usually after the honeymoon phase, that's when it kicks in, right? And yeah, man, just It's this process of letting go. It seems to be the answer to everything, is to let go, you know. But obviously, if you're really hurt, hearing someone tell you that is not what you want to hear. And I get that. And that's why I'm saying, just take time, because time heals all wounds, you know. Take time away from all that shit. And just, you know, go fucking hike in the mountains, or go to the beach, or do some fucking journaling or something, you know. Do something that makes you feel right, whatever it is. And keep doing that, and focus on those things. You don't need somebody else to fulfill you. And if you think you do, you don't. Now, you know, as human beings, we are a social species, and we do need each other for our basic needs of survival. But when it comes to, you know, in a sense of spiritual and emotional fulfillment, you do not need somebody else. You can be alone 100%, and you could be all right with that. And life, it has its moments, whether you're in a relationship or not, where it can be fucking super difficult, you know? But my message here is to kind of let go of spite, you know? Because spite is one of those emotions that has driven me for many years. And what happens is, well, spite is anger. And when you hold on to anger for somebody else, you end up hurting yourself too. So you just have to let go, man. And I know how that could be hard when you're in your head a lot. And nice butterfly. When you're in your head a lot, and look, I go through it. I've gone through it. And there's a light on the other side. You know, if you're somebody that gets stuck in your head a lot, maybe it would be good. And this is, you know, most likely a message for women or introverts. You know, maybe it would be good to go do something physical, like some, I don't know, some kind of hiking or something, or some kind of sport. Or maybe if you're not into sports, you know, maybe go bicycling or something. There's got to be something physical that you can move your body to get out of your mind, that you can enjoy, whatever it is. And then if you're a man, or if you're extroverted, you know, maybe some solitude would do you right. Maybe getting a little in your head would be good. Maybe because us men, you know, we're action oriented. We just want to go, go, go. But sometimes when you just go, 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 you're not cautious enough to know which path to take. So you just steamrolling through everything, and you end up finding yourself on a path where you could have avoided many things, and there were many detours that you took that were unnecessary. So, you know, kind of pull back your energy as a man, or even as a woman, and just be in your body, you know. And I think meditation, I've been doing that. That's kind of what's helping me. It's fucking medicine, but it's a practice. And this is just a message in general. The grounded, practical answer to healing any kind of pain is a practice. Whatever practice you find, you have to stick to it every day, or consistent enough. I mean, you have to put in the work. This one plane, it just gets in the sky every time I come out here to film a fucking video. You know, it just gets on my nerves. All right, so yeah, focus on the practice. The rift between women and men it's getting pretty large, especially in the younger generations. And the only way we can actually heal this rift is to build bridges instead of burn them, okay? We have to let go of the spite and anger we have towards each other. Just know that whatever people do to you, it's not personal. I've been taking it personal for many years. I know what it's like, and it's painful. And that's why you have to let go. It's not personal. Just let it go. Focus on you, focus on your healing. There's no need to be angry. And you don't have to see your ex and every other person, you know, or, you know, your father or your mother. You don't have to see these people. You don't have to see through that lens and see every other person as that, you know. Let go of this idea that, you know, there's this perfect relationship, okay? Every relationship takes work. Every single one. You might have someone that's super compatible with you, but it's still gonna take work. Anyways, yeah, I've tried ending this video like 3 fucking times. Catch you guys later with another video. Have a good one. Bye.